What is the deal, everybody? This is Mack Malone coming at y'all with another one. Today we're going downtown Kansas City and we're going to retrace the steps of Terry Blair, the prospect killer. We're going to go to all the locations of the bodies and tell this story. Y'all ready? Let's go. So in 2004, a man does 20 years in prison for killing his wife because he said that she was a prostitute. He develops a hatred for prostitutes sitting in prison for 20 years. As soon as he gets out, he thinks that it's his duty to cleanse the neighborhood of all the prostitutes. He's a savior. He's about to come out here and he's going to start killing these prostitutes. He starts playing a cat and mouse game with the cops like BTK did. He kills 6 women. He starts calling the cops, teasing them. I'll give you 2 bodies now. I'll give you 2 bodies tomorrow. And he's sending the cops on a fucking cat and mouse chase. They recover 6 bodies. Ultimately, he's convicted of these 6 murders. And he admits that there's 6 more that the police never found that were unsolved. Perhaps there's still bodies buried out there. Perhaps they've been found and they're just unsolved. I'm getting ready to take you to all the spots where the bodies were found and tell you the names of the victims, walk you back through this story. So when he calls, he reports the body on 29th, and he also tells them about the 2 bodies on Montgall. Let's go down to Montgall. We are now here at the 25th and Montgall location where the 2 bodies of McKenzie and Wilson were found. When he called the police, he was taunting the police like BTK does. When he called to report the body at 29th and Park, he admitted to dumping the 2 bodies in this shed back here on Montgall. Police had no idea that there were so many victims when they first found the 2 bodies. Here we are. Police showed up and found both of the bodies stacked on top of each other. One had been there for 3 weeks or so. The other one had been there a couple of days. And he stashed them back here in this shed. He tells police that there's another body on 29th and Park that he stashed by the alley back under some brush on the northeast corner of an abandoned house. Going through these locations, one thing I've noticed is that this guy, all these bodies were stuffed under brush near alleys. This guy, I guess, met these prostitutes in these alleys. All these bodies are by these alleys down off of Prospect. So let's go to the 29th and Park. Go to that location. Let me show you that one. We are now at the 29th and Park location where he called and he stashed the body of Carmen Hunt back there by that fence line underneath the trees. He also admitted to the Montgall killings as well. It's kind of dark, you really can't see the street light. But the body was found back there by that tree line. So he starts calling them with this wild cat and mouse chase, and bodies start turning up all over the city around this area. What starts out as 2 bodies has now turned into 6. Police are baffled knowing there's more out there. We are now at the corner of 27th and Olive where they found underneath these brushes right here. It was an abandoned house that's since been knocked down. The body of Claudette Junelle, one of the 6 victims, was found here underneath all this brush right here. This was a sick fuck. (27th and Olive). When he called, he told him that the body was here, that it had been here for 6 weeks up under this brush line right here By the time they had found it, she had already been there for 6 weeks. And you ask yourself, what type of motherfucker does this type of shit? What type of psychological issues? When you go back and you research his family, all his family members have been locked up for murder. He comes from a long line of murderers. His brother, his cousins. This seemed to be a way of life, or a definitely some kind of mental defect, genetic mental defect that was passed back and forth. It's crazy to sit out here and go back and look at these things. I'm about to take you to the other one on 23rd and Prospect and just wonder, like, what was going through this guy's mind? These victims. Was there any last words of any of these victims? What did they see? What did they say? What did they hear? Was he himself? Was he overtaken by something? All these questions just linger. And this dark cloud just hovers over Kansas City, still till this day. And now we're at the location at 24th and Prospect, where they found another body. Where they found the body of Darcy Williams. He called and said it was in an alley back here by this gate next to the U-Haul place. As you can see, there's a school across the street now. But back here by this fence, it was wrapped in a black tarp. Had been there for several weeks. 2431 Prospect. They pulled another body out of here. Now I'm about to take you to the last location where they found the body of Anna Hewing, 2608 23rd and Prospect. It's funny because there's an alley right there too, with shrubs. That seems to be this man's MO. I don't know whether he was luring, I guess that's where you find prostitutes, in the alley, right? I don't know whether he was luring them to the alley, but every location has an alley and a brush tree line around it. So he definitely was probably scouting out locations. But we're going to go to 23rd and Prospect, and we're going to look at this last location and just wonder, like, what the fuck was going through this guy's mind? I mean, he's probably the most notorious serial killer to ever come out of Kansas City, the most notorious killer ever. I mean, this fucking case still, till this day, is just mind-blowing. But let's go over there and see what's going on. We're here at 2608 East 23rd, where they found the body of Anna Hewing, back here by this alley. I'm assuming somewhere around this dumpster or this tree line right here, off of 23rd and Prospect. Another one of the victims found right here. So on April 24, 2008, Blair is finally convicted of 6 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole, where he still is to this day. My heart goes out to the families of these victims, man. This was really a sad story. It's a crazy story, man, and then the feelings you get when you visit these scenes is just crazy. Like, I was like, man, I'm gonna go check these out, and as soon as you walk in there, like, you can just feel the energy. You can feel the darkness. It's like the land is talking to you, the streets is talking to you, and you can just feel the evil and the just despicable acts that happen at these locations. But Blair is in prison for the rest of his life. He'll never get back out. I guess some would consider him legendary out here. I don't really know how that would work. But till this day, you know, it still haunts this city. And it's always going to be probably the biggest, darkest cloud that Kansas City has ever seen. But there you have it. Story of Terry Blair. I took you around. This is Mack Malone signing out. Catch y'all on the next video, man. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on these videos. Appreciate y'all.